What's up, guys? Welcome back to another weekly Forex analysis video. This is going to be for October 27th up until November 1st. So last week we had no trades were placed. Pretty dry week. Really, we didn't see the market structure that we wanted to. We didn't see any of the reversals that we wanted to. It is what it is. No trades placed. This week I have 3 pairs I'm going to talk about. And I think that's basically it. So let's just get into the charts and let me show you what I have. First up, we have AUDJPY. This is the cleanest one out of all the 3 pairs that I have listed for this week. And I think it is super obvious why it's going to continue bullish during this week and maybe the following next couple weeks. So we have clear market structure break on the daily time frame, right? We're pushing to the bullish direction. We're coming back, we're retracing into previous market structure in this lower time frame area of interest as well. Just kind of continuing this uptrend, continuing this uptrend upwards, I guess, right? We drop down one more time frame on the 4-hour. We can see we made a bearish move, and now we're creating another head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hour time frame to potentially continue to the upside, right? We can see 4-hour is already rejecting lower prices with this lower wick, and now we're just kind of continuing upwards. So what is next on the steps for looking for a potential opportunity here is a lower time frame shift of structure. And here we can see we are a little bit below this area of interest here, which is not too big of a deal, but because we're looking for a shift of structure anyways, right? So what we want to see is a break above this area of interest to come back, retrace, and then we continue long. So it's likely going to be on the 30-minute where we're going to see a break of structure right below this point right here. If I could draw an arrow. This blue candlestick, if we could break above that, hold above it, come back, retrace into this area of interest, have our Fibonacci sequence set up, I don't know, maybe something like this, and then we can continue our position long. I'm not sure where I want to put my stop loss yet, because if I do enter somewhere here, I'm not sure if I want to put my stop loss here or below these wicks. I do like having my stop loss protect the low of the previous day as well, which is really nice to see, and also these other previous lows, but it might make it too big because if I cash out here, then it's only a 1-to-1, and for the swing trading strategy, it's more of like we want to shoot for 1-to-2s, 1-to-2.5s. So I might have to move it somewhere closer up a little bit more, but we'll see what market structure develops because maybe it just continues to crash and we never get an entry opportunity anyways. But that's what I'm going to be looking for AUDJPY. Next up, we have Euro USD. This is somewhat a little similar in terms of like the lower time frame stuff, what we're looking for. We're simply only waiting for a lower time frame shift of structure to the bullish side. But we can start from the top again on the weekly time frame. We can see we had some clear market structure breaks. Market structure is bullish, or I'm sorry, bearish technically. But we never got our entry position last week. We never got the retracement back into this area of interest as we wanted to. It just continued to sell to the downside. But here we can see we are at a fairly strong area of interest on this daily time frame. We have lots of support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So it's a decent, pretty strong area of interest. What I would like to see is obviously a daily shift of structure to the buy side, but that we might already lose our position by the time we get to that point. But we do have a 4-hour shift of structure already in place, right? We can see the 4-hour shifted into the bullish direction already. It broke our previous market structure that was heading to the downside. We broke to a bullish. You can see we're also pretty much lined up almost perfectly for our 0.618 zone. It already tapped into it, but we not entering at this FIPS sequence, right? This is a good pullback zone where we want to see a lower time frame shift of structure now to add more confidence to our trade to continue to the buy side. So we're looking mainly at a 30-minute and a 15-minute area 30 or 15-minute shift of structure. That's what we will kind of want to see. The downside about the shift of structure that we're going to be looking for is that we kind of have to develop it on our own. And what I mean by that is we had a massive sell-off during this New York session. So there really is no market structure to go off of for it to create a strong kind of like reverse head and shoulders. We kind of have to like build a reverse head and shoulders over the next maybe day or so before we can continue to the upside. Or if we want to kind of increase our risk a little bit more, then we can just simply wait for a break of this candlestick on the 30-minute before it comes back, retraces, and then we continue to the buy side. That is a lot more unlikely. I would like to see a stronger shift of structure. But again, we'll have to see what the market structure develops over the first couple, maybe hours or even the next day or two. But overall, it's looking very, very clean. Same with the 2 hour. You know, we had a reverse head and shoulders here. And then we continue to the buy side, coming back. Now we're retracing market structure to head to the buy side again. So some decent market structure here that we're looking at, just kind of waiting for price to show us what it's going to do over the next couple days when market does open for this week. So that's Euro USD. And then AUDCAD is my final pair for this week. This one is looking fairly strong. The only thing that I am concerned about is this area of interest. This area of interest is very, very clean and very clear to see, right? It's very obvious. We have support, resistance, resistance, resistance multiple times, support, 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 support. The thing about this area of interest is that we've hit support many, many times now in a row. And what price likes to do is that if it's bouncing off of a zone, it likes to break through it. So we have a zone here, right? And if price is continually bouncing off, bouncing off, bouncing off of it, it's only a matter of time before it breaks through this price point to then, you know, continue to the downside. That's the only thing that I really don't like about it, because we're using this as support a lot frequently. If it was more of like this initial push, then that would have been awesome, right? So if I kind of backtest this to, how can I move my bar? Hello. So if I backtest this to like here, right, and just show you, like, this is a lot cleaner to see this area of interest. We continue on to the next day. Okay, here's our retest. We didn't have it any opportunity, but if it retested a little bit more, let's say we have our entry position here, it's retesting for the first time, and then we continue to the buy side and we take our profits. But, you know, now we're using this as support several times, so it's not clean. It's not as clean as we would like it to see. So yeah, it's going to be a little interesting to see. But essentially, we're kind of waiting for something similar, just a lower time frame shift of structure. We already see a 2 hour. Do we get a 4 hour? We don't get like a 4 hour shift of structure entirely, but we see a very clean 2 hour shift of structure to the buy side. We did get a huge sell-off. I'm not sure if that was a news event. I'm honestly not too sure, but we did get a huge sell-off, and we can see we're already starting to hold support here with this 2 hour candlestick. So are we going to see a shift of structure? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to force this trade too much, but we'll have to see what happens, right? Because this could be a potentially reverse head and shoulders pattern, but it might not be like the cleanest, right? It looks more just like support, support, support before going to the buy side. If this did close way above it, then I would have been way more interested in this pair. But there's a reason why it's the last on my list, right? So if it was something more like this, where we broke above it cleanly and we held above it, like we closed the candlestick above this point, then it'd be a lot more of a higher probability to see a retracement back into here before heading to the buy side. We don't see that right now, but that doesn't mean the trade opportunity is lost, right? We just have to be patient. We have to see what the market structure develops over the next maybe day, or even maybe even potentially wait for a breakout of this kind of point right here, and then we take a trade somewhere like this, right, to continue to the upside as well. So there is some opportunity here, but we have to see if we're going to be using the main area of interest as support, or are we going to break through it? So that's kind of like the main thing for me. But we do have confluencing pairs, like I always kind of mention, right? AUDJPY, we're looking for longs. AUDCAD, we're looking for longs. So it's kind of mashing up pretty well. Those are the only 3 pairs for this week, unfortunately, because I don't really have any other higher confluence. I was trying to like nitpick at some other things that might be higher confluence, but you know, that's the one downside about this swing trading. It is very good because you get higher probability setups, but if you aren't trading, if you sometimes aren't forcing trades, then you might have to wait like 2, 3, 4 weeks for another setup to come along. And that's a lot of time, right? That's a whole month basically without a trade, or at break-even points, or maybe after like 1 or 2 losses, you have to wait like a whole month for another good opportunity to come. So that's why it is a little bit harder as swing trading to wait for a good opportunity. But I am going to dive a little bit deeper into this new strategy I'm developing. So if you guys haven't seen those videos, go ahead and check those out. I'm going to be recording some more hopefully today and some tomorrow. But yeah, looking very promising, 80+% win rate, and we're shooting for 1-to-1s, 1-to-1.5s. but the win rate is where we see their profitability. So definitely going to be posting more of that on my Instagram and on my YouTube. So keep in touch and keep posted about that. And that's basically it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you have any questions, hit up my comments down below, or you could DM me on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer. And as usual, good luck trading this week, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.